Hey guys, my name is Angela, also known as Koketso. In today's video, I will be talking about interviews for an ESL job. So in this video, you can expect to find out possible interview questions. I'll also give a demo lesson, and I'll also give you tips on how to nail your interview to get yourself in whatever country that you're applying for. I believe these tips and the interview questions that I'll be giving are applicable to various countries. It could be for Japan, Korea, Taiwan, China, Vietnam. They are applicable to a lot of countries. They might not be country specific, but if you just change a few wording or just switch out the country name for whatever country you're going to, it will still apply. Okay, so please just be mindful of that. So who am I? Who am I? Why am I telling you about this? I am an international ESL teacher. I have 3 years of experience working at a junior high school in Fukui as an ESL teacher or as an assistant language teacher. So, first and foremost, make sure that when you get your interview invites, make sure that you confirm the time zone. Is it the time zone for the country that you'll be applying for, or is it your local time? If you're in South Africa, is it your local South African time? Just make sure you confirm that. Make sure you have the app or the website or an account for the website that you'll be using. And then third, make sure that you look presentable. So do your hair, keep it neutral, tie it up. They probably want to see your face, your facial expressions, especially for ESL. If you're teaching kids and people that don't understand the language that you're speaking, your face speaks for you. It's part of the communication that you'll be using to basically say what you need to say or reinforce what you are trying to communicate. Yeah. And make sure that your makeup, if you're a woman or even if you're a man or others, make sure that your makeup is not as bright as what I currently have, especially the lips. Just keep it neutral, keep it nude. You could do your makeup for the interview, your jewelry, things like your earrings. These are okay. I wouldn't put on the big hoops. And make sure you're dressed up in a formal way. So wear a formal shirt. You could put on a blazer. Make sure that you don't have like a low cut shirt, because I think for South Africa, it's okay to wear like a low cut shirt to work. For Asian countries, that might not come off so great. So just be aware of that. And then, yeah, getting into the interview questions. So, number one, what do you know about the country, the program? So it could be the JET program, the EPIK program. What do you know about the country? So for instance, if it's Japan, what do you know about Japan? Please mention the things that you've researched. So you know that Japan is made up of 2,000 islands. You know that Japan has great transport systems. They have the Shinkansen. They are currently working on a train that's faster than the Shinkansen. You know that in Korea, you know that English education is, I don't know, just say something that makes you look like you've done your research about the country or the program. So if they were to ask you, what do you know about Taiwan? You know that Taiwan is currently trying to push English education, make the country bilingual. So if they use their local language and they also use English in official documents, they're trying to push for that. You know that Taiwan is an island. You know that it has tropical weather. Just make sure you share or you demonstrate that you've done your research, right? And if it's a program like EPIK or JET, then you also need to be aware or know what those letters stand for. So if it's JET, then it's Japan English Teaching Exchange English Teaching. I even forgot. But just know, if it's EPIK, then you know E stands for English Program in Korea. If it's TFETP for Taiwan, teaching foreign, what. Just be aware of such things. And then another question that they might ask you is, if there was a teacher who likes to be the lead teacher or T1, and this T1 teacher corrects you in the classroom in front of the students while you are teaching, how would you react? Right? So this is your problem solving skills. So obviously you're in the classroom, you're trying to teach, and this teacher is disrupting your flow. the way I would answer it is that I would mention that I would continue with the objectives of the classroom, remembering that I'm here to teach the students and make sure that the outputs of this class are met. And then after the class, I'll then approach said teacher, and then I'll try to have an understand where they're coming from, because yeah, they're qualified, they're probably more experienced than you, they probably have a qualification. I don't have a qualification in teaching, so I'll just approach this interaction from a point of openness, understanding, empathy, and I just want to understand what's the issue, how can we mitigate, um, or how can we avoid having it happen again. So steps that we could take, yeah, just engage with dialogue with the T1. And if that doesn't help, then you would try out different things, different methods, just to make sure that there's an understanding between you two. And if that doesn't help, then you can approach higher ups, maybe your supervisor or something like that. That's how I would answer that question. The next question is, um, so oftentimes with programs like EPIK, JET, TFETP in Taiwan, or even in China, they might place you in a rural area, or even in Vietnam, actually, they might place you in a rural area. So one of the questions they could ask you is, how do you feel about living in a rural area, so, or in a small town? So with this question, then you must demonstrate how, like, if you have, or if you come from a small town or rural area, you could talk about that. Like, I'm from Polokwane, which is a small town. I don't mind being in a small town. I'm very adaptable, and living in a small town would mean that people are more approachable and people are looking to interact with other people. They are open, they are not in a rush. Say, for instance, in comparison to, say, Tokyo, where everybody's in a rush, they're rushing for the train, they're rushing for the meeting. So when you're in a rural area, there's room for you to create long-lasting relations. There's better opportunities for you to engage with locals and just become an active member of society. That's how I would answer that. And then next up, oh, if you have experience living in a rural area, you can talk about that. So I was in Fukui in a rural area, so I could talk about how I lived in a rural area and I didn't mind. I thrived. You know, you like the slow pace of a rural area. You could come up with a routine easily in comparison to a big city. The cost of living as well. And then the next question they could probably ask you is, what are the cultural differences between said country and South Africa? So for instance, what are the cultural differences between Taiwan and South Africa? For this question, I would probably answer in terms of the workplace, in terms of culture. So cultural differences, I'll talk about how I'm aware that in South Africa, when I don't like something, I just say it out loud. Like, I'm gonna tell you, yo, don't do that. But in say an Asian country, I'm aware that it might be deemed as being very combat, or very, what is it? It might not be received in the same way that it would be received in South Africa. So I'm aware that in said country, I'd need to keep the peace, keep the harmony, that sort of a thing. Cultural difference. You're aware that the food is different. You're aware that they eat more fish. You're aware that they eat more rice in comparison to South Africa, where we eat a lot of pap, we eat a lot of meat. You're aware that in Japan, where it's all about the harmony, you don't make noise, so you just need to demonstrate that you've done your research, you know what you're getting yourself into. Give the interviewer a reason to believe that you are prepared. Okay. And then another question they could ask you is, how would you build rapport with, one, your students, two, your co-English teachers, three, with the other teachers or colleagues in the school that are not English teachers? So how do you build rapport with the students? You build rapport with the students by engaging in things that they're interested in. So when there's sports day, you are at events at school, you find interest, or just be aware of what's happening in their lives and on social media, what's trending, what are they talking about, what's the latest music or songs that they're listening to. You build rapport with the students. by talking to them in between classes. So not just in the English classroom, in between classes in the hallway, you talk to them, you engage with them, you get to know them, you tell them about your life, and you allow them to open up to you in a way. I mean, there must be boundaries. You are a teacher, you still keep that level of authority with them, but there should be room for them to feel comfortable to talk to you outside of the classroom. That way, then they can get to build their confidence in speaking English, which is what you're essentially there for. Okay, so you also build rapport with them by just sharing your life, sharing your culture, and also making sure that the students are comfortable in talking to you. And also, how do you build rapport with colleagues or non-English teachers in the school? You build rapport by sharing your life with them. I mean, don't tell them about your personal details, but just, telling them where you're going, what's happening, asking about them, talking to them at the coffee machine, at the printer, asking about local events, asking about what's happening in their classroom. I mean, you could also ask to go join their classes. So maybe it's a science teacher, you could talk to them and then you join them. I mean, I've joined classes, Japanese classes where they're doing calligraphy. I'd go to the classes, do calligraphy, cooking classes, I'd go. That's how you build rapport with the colleagues as well as the students, right? And also just showing interest in their culture, trying to learn, trying to pick up a bit of Korean, Taiwanese, Vietnamese, Chinese, Mandarin, Japanese. So those are the steps that you could take in doing that. A good thing about Japan is that when you travel, you'd buy snacks from whatever specific place you went to, and then you bring them back and you buy a pack that's big enough for everyone in the staff room. So you put in that staff room, and then people would eat, and then they'd come talk to you at your desk, and then you can tell them about your travels, and that just builds room for communication, right? So that's something you could also implement in your workplace. Another thing is they could give you a scenario. So pretend I'm a student and I love English. This is one question that I was asked in one of the interviews. Um, the interview pretends they are a student, they love English, they enjoy speaking in the classroom, they are confident, but their sentence structure is just wrong. So instead of, oh, I am happy, the student would be like, I is happy, right? So it's, as a teacher, how do you correct, how do you deal with this? Not how do you correct, how do you deal with this? My answer was, I would, one, praise the students, acknowledge them. Two, praise them. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's great. Oh, good, I don't know, good voice, loud voice. Just encourage them, compliment them. Three, then I would then rectify them, but not specifically, not be like, hey, we're not June. It is, I am happy or I am good. I would then involve everyone and say, oh, everyone, let's say this. I am good. I am good. Like everyone then gets involved. You don't single out the student, right? So that's one of the ways I would answer that. I don't know about you. If you have a different way to approach it, you could also mention that. Another question that they might ask you is, if you were in a class, say elementary school, or maybe even junior high school, and the students are rowdy, how do you handle classroom management? So how would you answer this classroom management? You need to come up with rules in the classroom, make sure the students are aware of the rules, make sure that you keep the rules for everyone, so there are no special cases in the classroom. You are, if you don't allow noise, don't allow it with anyone, because the students will test you, especially junior high school students. If they see that, hey, the one is speaking and me, if I speak, this one is coming for me, then there'll be some sort of conflict. So I would say set up rules, be consistent in keeping the rules, make sure the rules apply to everyone in the classroom. If that doesn't work, then I'll just have maybe a facial expression like, my eyes are big, so my eyes speak for me. Like, if I just look at you like this, you understand what I'm saying? I look at you like that, you know what I'm saying. So that's something that helps, I guess. So you could come up with that a facial expression or a sign to say, you're making noise, and then use your body language. So if the students are speaking, you'd approach their desk, and then if they don't keep quiet, only then would you be like, yo, keep quiet. Or another way to go about it is that you could involve the students that are ill-disciplined or making a noise or disruptive in the classroom. So you could involve them in minor tasks in the classroom. So let's say, for instance, you want somebody to erase the board, then that disruptive student would be the one you'd go to. You'd be like, yo, Pete, come up here, come erase the board. So that kind of builds a sort of, that level of responsibility allows them to stop being so disruptive, or just, yeah, it helps in a way. I don't know what the psychology is, but it does help. Or maybe you want them to read, or maybe not even read. Maybe if they don't know English, they might be placed in a very uncomfortable situation, but make sure you involve them in the classroom. Like, be specific. If they're being disruptive, you could call them out to maybe, I don't know, choose the next number for a student that will be answering the next question, things like that, man. So that's what I would do as well. And also, you could build rapport with that student. So if they're being rowdy, then you could just talk to them in between classes, try to understand what type of person are they, try to involve them um, in the classroom using their interests in a way. So yeah, those are the few ways to help in those situations. And then another question they might ask you is, wow, how do you feel about schedules changing last minute? You remember, you are an assistant. In most cases, you are an assistant. You might not be the main teacher or the lead teacher in the classroom. So schedules do change. How do you feel? How do you approach that? Are you quick on your feet? Are you able to adapt classes to certain topics? Do you have go-to activities? This will probably be a question for people that are qualified or that have experience. You could talk about how you have go-to activities, you have go-to PowerPoint, are able to adapt various topics to very general activities like bingo, Pictionary, or board games. You have those things in your back pocket. Another question that could come up is, what is your teaching philosophy? So are you student centered? Are you conversation centered? Are you practical? Are you using different techniques to help different types of students in the classroom? So your classes are not just reading, writing, reading. So you're engaging other types of students that are kind of static, that want to move around. Is there music? Is there pictures? Is there color? And another question that could come up is, how do you create a worksheet for a class? So how do you create a worksheet? You use things like scaffolding, you use colors, you use different fonts, you use vocabulary boxes or text boxes, you give examples, and then you allow different students or students of different abilities to be able to work through the worksheet. So it doesn't help if only the capable students are able to answer your worksheet. So if you use things like, you give an example, and then first you do fill in the missing word, and then from there you fill in the missing phrase, and then from there you have students writing whole sentences. Those are some of the techniques that you could include in your worksheet. How do you design a worksheet? That's the question. Another question that they could ask you is, how do you keep motivated, because you'll be living in a country that is different from what you're used to. So how do you keep motivated? You could mention things like, you create a routine, you go to the gym, you eat healthy, you keep contact with family, you make sure you involve your family in your life, and you make sure there's room for you to be involved in their life. You video call them, you schedule calls with friends, you try to build community with locals and foreigners alike. That sort of a thing. You come up with hobbies, or you keep to your hobbies. just what keeps you grounded and what may possibly keep you grounded when you move abroad. What the interviews are trying to find outside of, are you capable of teaching? Are you a good teacher? Are you a fun teacher? Or are you an interesting teacher? Because with ESL, it's not like the way we did English, where they'll give you Romeo and Juliet and you must be thou though. Demonstrate that you understand that. No, with ESL, there's a bit of funness that you need to your personality. Like, you don't need to be a Popeye or a clown, but you must, there must be some sort of playfulness to you. So, outside of, are you capable of that, they also want to know, will you be able to adjust in this different environment? Will you be able to, one, get along with people around you in the school and outside of the school? A lot of Asian countries do care about your life outside of school. In terms of Japan, in Japan, you're not just a teacher, you are a representation of your people, of your country, of your community, of your school. Okay, so there's even room for parents to be like, yo, I saw your teacher. So you just need to be aware of those things, and you need to demonstrate that you are aware of those cultural nuances. And then, yeah, I think with interview questions, those are the ones that they may ask you. If you have an undergraduate degree in a field that is not teaching or psychology or English major, they might ask you why teaching. So you need to demonstrate, or you need to find a thread of well, the way I would answer that is, I have a thread of teaching or teachers in my life that were of influence and somehow shaped me into wanting to be a teacher, right? So you could talk about teachers that have influenced you throughout your life, or at some point in your life. You could talk about how you were a student mentor in varsity, how you were study group leader in high school or in primary school, how you were tutoring students in your local community at church, things like that. And then you could then talk about how that translates to you being or wanting to be a teacher right now. And you could also talk about how teaching influences young minds, or how being an ESL teacher has a cultural aspect to it. Outside of the classroom, there's also some cultural learning that you are engaging in, and how that will be helpful for you in the future. Another question they might ask you is, what is your 5-year plan? They just want to know, are you going to be there long enough? Is it worth buying you a flight ticket and getting stressed over your visa and making sure you arrive safely and integrate properly? So what are your 5-year plans? You can talk about how you want to get a degree, a PGCE, or you are looking at staying there up until whatever point in your life, or just make them believe that you are there for the long run. You are not there just to travel the country, or you are just there to learn about K-pop and trying to become the next K-pop star. No, 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 no bad blood for people that want to be K-pop stars, but you don't want to say this for a teaching job. Okay, yeah, they could ask you about current trends in the specific country. So if you're going to Vietnam, they might ask you what's happening in Vietnam right now, and you must know. You must answer. Hey, yeah, okay. If you don't know, make it a point that you share what you know that's related. So if they were to ask me what is happening in Taiwan currently, and I don't know, I would then say, I'm not currently aware of what's happening in the national news or online, but I do know that Taiwanese pop culture is like this, and I'm aware that this happened when, or I'm in these Facebook groups about travelers in Taiwan. Okay, maybe not travelers in Taiwan, but people that are living in Taiwan, expats living in Taiwan. Just make it in a way that you are engaged with the country to some level. Okay, if you're not prepared for said question. And yeah, they might ask you about the culture there, What do you know about the food? What do you know about the pop culture? What do you know about the traditions, the cultures, nature, tourism? Just, share what you know. If you don't know, make a story that will make them believe that you are aware or willing to know. Okay, and then now we're going to do the demo lesson. So depending on the interview, they might ask you to prepare a lesson plan, and then you do a demo lesson of that lesson plan, or it could be a blind demo lesson. So a blind demo lesson, I mean, they might not want you to prepare beforehand. So in the interview, they might say, I'm giving you 5 minutes, please prepare a demo lesson on feelings or on weather for beginner elementary school students. And then they give you 5 minutes and you must do a demo lesson. So what happens then if you don't have say realia or little props to help you in this instance? I would advise you to come up with a lesson plan that is very general, right? So by that I mean intro or warm up. So you must have a warm up activity, and then from there you could then a warm up could be something like Simon Says or Hangman, though I would be conscious of calling it Hangman. I would do snowman instead of hangman. So instead of drawing hangman, I'd draw a snowman. So you could do something like that for warm up or introduction, and then a recap of what you did previously. And then third on that would be introduction. Today we will be doing feelings. Okay, I am happy. I am sad. I am tired. I am sleepy, that sort of thing. So you introduce those things and you use your body to introduce those concepts depending on the age group of the students. And then from there, your lesson plan, remember I said very general. With what I mentioned, introduction, with what I just did, it could be for weather. Today is hot. Today is cold. Today is rainy, So that sort of a thing. And then after introduction, you would then drill the vocabulary words, maybe write them on the board if the students can read. If they can't read, they only start reading, I think, in fifth grade or fourth grade, depending on the country. So you'd write the words on the board or use flashcards to show the words or use PowerPoint. So if it's the weather, then you'd have different PowerPoints. If it's modes of transport, days of the week, you know. And after that, after the flashcards, it's very general. After the flashcards, then I'd have drilling. So you drill the words happy, 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 sad, oh, sad, drilling. And then after drilling, then I'd introduce the key expression. Maybe today the key expression in simple sentences. I am happy. I am sad. She is happy. She is sad. Key expressions are limited to one. Vocabulary, I'd have maybe 4 or 5 vocabulary words depending on the age of the students. And then from there, I'd demonstrate with a co-teacher whatever activity that we have for the day. So say for instance with weather, then I'd mention that because I'd be prepared beforehand, I'd bring realia, maybe I could bring snow boots, raincoat, umbrella, hat, sunglasses, just for weather, with things like, just realia or props. You'd mention in the demo lesson that you would have brought this beforehand, and then do a demonstration with the teacher. How are you today? I am happy. Or before that, you could do like rock, paper, scissors, and then winner is A. How are you? I am happy. Happy? Good. How are you? I am sad. Do a demo, dialogue, the students how that applies, or how that is applied in real conversation. And then from there, you move on to production. For production, if you do not know the topic that you'll be given, I'd keep it to activities that can be used for various topics or grammar points. Things like bingo, Pictionary, Simon Says, board games, etc., etc. So things like bingo or students moving around and asking their friends interview questions. So for those things, they could apply for various types of topics. So with modes of transport, if we are doing bingo, then I'd have different uh, modes of transport, and then the students must find students that go diagonal across base of the table. They must ask their friends, how do you come to school? I come to school by bus. Cross, I come to school by taxi. I come to school by train. You know, cross, 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 bingo. Give the students 20 minutes, 15 minutes for bingo. After that, students that get bingo get a sticker. Class is done. Then you do like you conclude the lesson. Who got the answers? Oh, who got bingo? Oh, you get a sticker. Tomorrow's lesson, we are going to talk about food. See you. Matane. That's about it with the demo lesson. Smile, be happy, be jolly, show that you are interested, show that you engage with the students, make sure that the students are engaged, have activities for each point in time in the lesson, because free time means that the students get to be rowdy. If you are not prepared, the students can pick up on that and they will not listen to what you have to say. So just be a good person of authority. So I'd say have authority in the classroom by being prepared, by making sure that you keep the rules that you've set forth. Guys, I realized that I ran out of battery, so now I'm using my action camera. So to finish up, I realized that I didn't do the actual demo lesson. So in this part of the video, I'll do the actual demo lesson. So let's get right into it. So first of all, hello everyone. Hello. How are you? I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm hungry. Oh, okay. Please ask your partner, how are you? Ask your partner, how are you? How are you, teacher? Oh, you're good. Oh, okay. So let's see. Today is the 10th. Number 10. Who is number 10? Oh, okay. How are you? You're happy. Ooh, nice. If they're older students, you could ask them, have a small talk. How is lunch? Did you enjoy lunch? Ask your partner, did you enjoy lunch? If they know the vocabulary. If they're younger, then I'll probably avoid having small talk. But depending on the teacher, they might want to have small talk. Okay, so today we are going to learn prepositions. Prepositions in Japanese, in Korean, in Taiwanese. Depending on the teacher, you might tell them, they might allow you to use the local language in the classroom. So you say it in the in the local language. Okay, so our first word for today is on. On, on. Okay, use your body on. Use flashcards or show it on the TV or on the board. On, okay, on. Okay, what is on in your language? On in your language. What is on in your language? Ask your partner. Okay, so now please repeat after me. On, on, on. Nice. Next word, buy, buy, buy. Okay, what is buy in your language? Okay, Dare-san. Uh, Matthew, what is buy? Ooh, nice. Good job. Clap hands for Matthew. Okay, the next word is in, 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 in. What is in your language? Oh, in. What is in? Oh, okay. Matt, what is in? Hmm. I don't think so. Partner, please help Matt. Ask your partner. Partner, please help Matt. What is in? Oh, nice. Good job. Okay, please repeat after me. In. In. Ooh, nice. Good job. Okay, so now let's repeat all the words. On, by, in, under. Okay, nice. Good job. What's this one? This one? This one? Ooh, nice. Good job. Our key phrase for today is where is the nani nani? Where is the where is the book? Where is the book? Okay, so Sensei, can we demonstrate where is the book? Okay, so sorry. For this, I'd have a book, I'd have a pen and a pencil case. So let's say I have a book, I have a pencil case, I have a pen. So for this, what is this? Pen, pen. What is this? Pencil case, pencil case. What is this? Book, book, book. Nice, good job. Okay, so Sensei, where is the pen? Where is the pen? The pen is on the book. Ooh, nice. Good job. So now, please repeat after me. Where is the nani nani? 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 The nani nani is on the nani nani. The nani nani is on the nani nani. So just under on, I'd have on, in, under, by. On, in, under, by, just on that part of the sentence, just to show the students that this is where you insert the relevant vocabulary word. Now, all of us, please take out your pen, pencil case, and one textbook. Put them on your table. Pen, pencil case, and textbook. Put it on your table. All of you. Okay. I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 2, 2, 1, 0. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's start. Where is the pen? Where is the pen, Sensei? The pen is in the pencil case. Ooh, the pen is in the pencil case. Please do, all of you, please do. The pen is in the pencil case. Everyone, please do. The pen is in the pencil case. Okay. Good job. Okay, next one. Where is the book? Where is the book? The book is under the pencil case. The book is under the pencil case. Please do. Everyone, please do. The book is under the pencil case. Okay, nice. Good job. Please say it with me. Where is the book? The book is under the pencil case. Under the pencil case. Okay, nice. Good job. Okay, so now the fastest one. The fastest one will get a sticker. Okay? The fastest student will get a sticker. So 3, 2, 1, go. The pen is in the pencil case. Yay! Good job. Get a sticker after class. Nice. Okay, so now I will choose one student to come to the front and please give one instruction. Okay? One instruction. Okay, let's start with Jane. Hey, Jane, please come to the class, to the front. Hey, Jane, where is the pencil case? Give the student time, make sure they are, depending on the classroom, if it's a very Genki class, then you won't have trouble with the students. If the students that are maybe self-aware, you might need a bit of more time. Okay, and then they give instructions, and then the students do as the other student says. So now you will do with your partner. Okay, so first, please play rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Shoot. Do this with your co-teacher. Okay. Okay. So winner is A. Okay. So where is the pen? Where is the pen? The pen is in the book. The pen is in the book. Okay, nice. Good job. Then switch. switch. Okay, so now please play with your partner. Rock, paper, scissors. And they do rock, paper, scissors. You give them 5 to 10 minutes, walk around the classroom, and then from there, choose 1 or 2 students. Okay, time is up. So, Matt, can you please show us with your partner? Please show us with your partner. Okay. Oh, nice. Good job. That is great. That is awesome. So now it says, okay, so now let us do an activity. Okay, let's do an activity. So you will work in pairs. You will work in pairs. Okay, with your partner. Okay, you have your worksheet. Please write your name on your worksheet. Please write your name on your worksheet. Your name is on the line. Please write your name on the line. Give you 10 seconds. 10, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, nice. So keep your worksheet a secret. Shh. Don't show your partner, okay? Shh. Don't show your partner. Keep it a secret. Okay, so now you will play with your partner. First, rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, winner is A. Winner is A. Okay, so let's see. Where is the cat? Where is the cat? The cat is on the table. On the table. Oh, okay. Then A takes pen or pencil and draws cat. Cat on the table. Cat on the table. Okay? And then switch. Okay? So where is the shoe? The shoe is under the sofa. Ooh, under the sofa. Draw under the sofa. Okay? Okay. So what is step 1? Step 1. What is step 1? Yes, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Step 1, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, so who is A? Who is A? Winner is A. Winner is A. Good. Winner is A. Okay, and so now do you draw or write? Draw or write? Draw. Yes, you draw. Okay, I will give you 20 minutes. Your 20 minutes starts now. Put the timer on the board. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 20 minutes is over. So now, please show your partner your worksheet. Okay, please count how many you got right. Count. Okay, so who got everything right? Who got all 8 right? All 8. No one? Who got 7? 7 right. 7 right. Oh, amazing. Get a sticker after class. And who got 6? 6, 6. Nice. Get a sticker after class. You got 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Nice try. Nice try. You got 4. Okay. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so now we will finish our classroom. Please stand up. Stand up. We will do Simon Says. Simon Says, okay? So, teacher, we will do where is the student? Okay? Okay. Where is the student? The student is under the table. Under the table. please do. Simon says the student is under the table. Okay, where is the student? Where is the chair? The chair is by the table. By the table. Or the chair is on the table. Okay, that's it today. There goes the bell. Thank you. Good job, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. That's it. That's how you do a demo. I know it was long. With the demo, please avoid the things that I was doing the side comments. I think that's just me getting into my teacher mode. The side comments that I was doing where I was like, oh, now we engage the co-teacher. In the demo lesson, you could just demonstrate like, oh, teacher. You don't have to make the comment that, oh, I will do this with the teacher. Or, yeah, side comments that are not necessary in the class or during the class. So please be mindful of that. But otherwise, please use your own judgment. Use tools. There are various websites online. There are various YouTube channels that you could check, double cross with, double check with, go over. Use AI. Yes, don't copy. Use it for ideas. Take those ideas, mend them, make it your own. Add in your own flavor. Use music. Use this. Use different tools, and good luck. Oh, guys, another way. Oh, I just want to mention a useful way you could use AI to help you prepare for your interview. One, you could ask AI to come up with interview questions, and then you record yourself answering one question at a time. So you tell AI, hey, I'm going to answer this question. Can you please rate me or help me improve on my answer? So tell us about yourself, right? So AI will come up with a list of questions. You choose one, tell us about yourself. You press record. Oh, I am da 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 da. I la 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 la. I did what. I studied, I majored, all of that. And then send, and then ask AI to give you input on how you answered the question. It will also give you ways to improve your thinking, best ways to approach the question, and just how to put your thoughts together. That's one way to use AI to help you prepare for an interview. That's it from me. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye and good luck. Yeah, want to see you out there. Yay!